If you are a Mario fan like me, you may find yourself asking, what's going on? There's this big Mario movie coming out, but no new Mario game. We get Mario games all the time. If not a mainline game, what about a spin-off? Yet nothing has been announced for 2023. What's going on? Is there still something coming? Well, I think so. And that's what we're talking about today.
Listen!
Welcome everyone, this is AndresRestart, and yes, I think that there definitely could be a Mario announcement coming really soon for a Mario game this year of 2023, and I'm going to speculate that most likely this announcement would come out by the end of this June. So why do I think this is happening? There's a few different reasons why. First, let's talk about this Mario Day situation. So Mario Day, March 10th, MAR for March 10 for IO, spelling Mario, Nintendo celebrates this every year. But this year it seems like they're going just a little bit harder. Why? Well, we have the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Nintendo will surely want to take advantage of this to increase the level of sales for Mario. This is a well-documented concept by Nintendo. They have told us repeatedly that they want to push out their IP in different ways via mobile games, the park, and movies to reach a larger audience, excite those people, get them interested in their core system and franchises to overall increase their umbrella and sales. So with something like the Mario movie, it's going to have very wide appeal. It's going to bring in a lot more people, stir in a lot more buzz and excitement for Mario on Nintendo, and yes, there will be more people playing on Nintendo Switch and buying Mario games and other things. So Nintendo will absolutely be taking advantage of this. And to some extent, we already see that they're doing so with the different Mario Day announcements. So, Wave 4, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC is coming out March 9th, right before Mario Day. Depending on the time zone, you may basically have this on Mario Day. Several Mario-related games are getting discounted on the eShop. A Mario-themed Switch is coming out for Mario Day. Now, it's nothing really crazy, it's just a Switch with red Joy-Cons, but it does include a free download of one of 3 different Mario games, and it includes some Mario Bros. Movie stickers. And then we are also getting a Super Mario Bros. Movie Direct that will have the final trailer. And by the way, earlier this week Nintendo announced that it's coming out on April 5th instead of April 7th, 2 days earlier, which is very interesting. But the whole point here is that they're taking advantage of all of this to increase popularity, awareness for the Mario movie, and try and gain some extra sales with these different existing Mario games, while also maybe clearing out some of those Switches that they don't really need anymore. Some might take this to mean, well, there you go, that's how Nintendo's going to take advantage of the Mario movie, they don't need anything new. While you could argue that, I personally feel that there will be a much more significant effect with something new Mario. I've already played most of these games. Most of these games have been out for years. I'm not going to get them now because I've already enjoyed these games. Some of these games were already discounted in previous Mario days. So I still think it makes the most sense to have something new Mario come out at some point in this year to take advantage of that increased popularity of the Mario movie. It'll have an even more significant impact with it being a new release as opposed to an old release. However, I do think, quite obviously at this point, that Nintendo is focusing on promoting the Mario movie, and this Mario game won't be announced until after the release for the Mario movie, hence why I'm thinking we get an announcement this June. But my reasoning for thinking there's going to be a Mario announcement goes beyond just the Mario movie. Just take a look at the history of Mario releases. Every year, there are several Mario games. Just looking at last year, we had Mario Strikers Battle League and Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. In 2021, we had things like 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Mario Party Superstars. In 2020, even though this was a pandemic year, we still got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, we got Paper Mario the Origami King, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Mario Kart Live Circuit. Keep in mind, I'm not listing off every single game, these are just some of them. 2019 had several games as well, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3. 2018 had Mario Tennis Aces, Captain Toad, Super Mario Party. And then 2017 had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Super Mario Odyssey. Every year has several games, and like I said, I didn't mention all of them, those are just some of the bigger ones. But you might say, yeah, that was during the Switch era, maybe we are transitioning over to the next big Nintendo system, So this is a down year where we won't have a Mario release. Well, interestingly, I took a look at 2016, the year before the Switch where things were definitely dying down, and there were still Mario releases throughout the year on the 3DS, elsewhere, and the Wii U. We had Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, and also Paper Mario Color Splash. The dead Wii U with no sales, Nintendo still had 2 Mario releases on that system. And here we are, on the Switch, the year of the Mario Bros. Movie, and there's no physical releases slated for 2023. Literally every year of Nintendo, there are several Mario releases. There's nothing for this year. That alone tells me there's going to be a Mario game this year. Do I find it strange that Nintendo had a February Nintendo Direct and that detailed the entire first half with no announcements for Mario? Yes. That I also find it strange that while yes, typically these directs focus on what's to come during the time period, they usually still give us a little bit in terms of understanding what's to come beyond, and beyond Pikmin 4, which comes out in July, just the 7th month in the year, 2023 is a total mystery. There is definitely something different going on for this particular year, but regardless of what may be happening in the second half of the year, given the history of Mario releases, and given that there's a Mario Bros. Movie, I think it's super likely that something will be announced specifically for the Nintendo Switch sometime in the second half. Like, that pretty much has to happen in my mind. But there is another reason why I think a Mario announcement could be happening soon. And this has to do with a possible Nintendo Switch 2. Now I want to point out, I'm not fully committed to the idea of it coming out in 2023 or 2024. It's kind of a toss-up right now for me. I'm not sure. There are reports for next year based off different manufacturers, but there is some information now suggesting it could happen this year. So if you haven't heard, let me explain very briefly here. There was a leak that detailed everything about the Scarlet and Violet DLC during the Pokemon Presents. Everything was there, it was very specific information, nothing vague. It's highly unlikely that it was just a random guess. And this post included information for new Nintendo Switch models. They said that they're working on a graphics enhancement patch for new Nintendo Switch models to be released alongside DLC 2. Some people are arguing that these new Nintendo Switch models would be like an OLED for Pokemon, even though we've already gotten one. And actually this person has come out and clarified that they meant a new Nintendo Switch model. And also, as far as they know, this DLC 2 is scheduled to be released in early 2024, which technically matches the winter 2023 date that we were given from Pokemon with the Wave 2 of the DLC. Now that may be a bit confusing, but keep in mind this winter starts in 2023, but it will go on until the beginning parts of next year, which will be January and February. So yes, the DLC could come out around then. That's not a stretch. But how does this relate to a Mario announcement for this year? Well, they're not going to release a graphics enhancement patch for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as the launch title for a new next-gen Switch in January or February this next winter. That doesn't make any sense. What makes more sense is that after this system's been out for a few months, within the launch window, they bring out a graphics enhancement patch to come out alongside this new Wave 2 DLC. So that would mean a new system will be coming out probably the holiday of 2023, and there would need to be something else coming out alongside that system. Considering that Tears of the Kingdom is coming out this May, we are just about 2 months away from its release, it's highly unlikely they're going to announce a new system for March. So it seems like Zelda's not going to be a launch title, and considering that we either get major Zelda or Mario titles as launch titles for their next big system, Mario is it. A new Mario game makes sense to be the launch title for a next-gen Switch to come out this holiday. And considering that the entire second half of this year is totally vacant, a total mystery, even after getting a February Nintendo Direct, it suggests Nintendo may have some sort of big plan for this summer to announce a new Mario game to take advantage of the Mario movie popularity, have a legitimate Mario release for this year to push a next big new system. That makes sense. It sounds like a great recipe for success. Now, maybe the system's not ready yet, which is why 2024 may also be the case, and maybe we don't get a new mainline Mario game for this year. That could be. But going back to what I was bringing up earlier about how there have been several Mario games every single year, with there being none this year unless you want to count the Mario Kart DLC and the DLC for Mario Rabbids, there isn't much. This would still be less than any other year in the year of the Mario movie release. So it makes sense to maybe have something else. Maybe there could be another Mario spin-off. Even if there's not a new 3D Mario coming out this year, maybe there could be a cool kind of Mario game that comes out this year. There'll be a nice bridge title into next year. Maybe it's a 2D Mario, or maybe it's some sort of spin-off that we haven't thought of that could be really cool. Or maybe it's another Paper Mario or a Luigi's Mansion remake. There are a lot of possibilities here, and considering the history of Mario releases, considering that Nintendo likes to have games to be pushed alongside their outward entries like movies and parks and mobile games, it makes tons of sense. And if a Switch 2 is coming out this year, as the leak may suggest, they're probably gonna have a Mario game to come out with that system. So I do think that there's going to be a Mario announcement this year, and I think we'll probably get that announcement by the end of this June. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, everyone, this is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.